Hyundai based vehicle or Honda based vehicle, all these vehicles are completely moving from carburetor based injection system to CRDI or gasoline direct injection system. So they are just trying to enhance the overall engine just by adding certain key add-on devices to enhance the efficiency. These are the possible ways by which you can just play with reduced fuel consumption, because already the internal combustion engine has reached its saturated level, so you can't completely throw away the engine. So what they will be trying to do is they will be trying to make few add-on devices and try to enhance its efficiency and make it stay as long as alive. And the battery powered EV vehicles and hybrid vehicle technology. So the battery powered EV, on the other hand, possesses some advantage over conventional internal combustion engine, such as high energy efficiency and zero environmental pollution. So this is what is the key advantage when you just focus on your battery powered vehicle. However, the performance, especially the operation range per battery, is far less comparative than the internal combustion engine based vehicle due to much lower density of the battery than the gasoline. So this is what the disadvantage of your EV. So now what we are be trying to do is we are going to try to incorporate both these advantage into a single unit. So the hybrid electric vehicle talks about two power sources. So where you will be using a primary source and a secondary source. Make it clear, the primary source would be always an internal combustion engine in part of your hybrid vehicle. So the secondary source will be assisting the primary source. So that is what is your electric motor. So the primary source would be always an internal combustion engine in case of your hybrid electric vehicle. Have the advantage of both internal combustion engine and EV and overcome their disadvantage in an effective manner. So this concept of hybrid drivetrain has been initiated to develop a sufficient power to meet the demand of the vehicle performance. So to carry an energy on board to support the vehicle while driving a sufficient range and demonstrate high efficiency and emit fuel environmental pollution. So if you just see your two-wheeler vehicle, so you can just see there would be always an economy zone by in which you are be asked to drive your vehicle. So let us assume if you are having any Splendor vehicle, so your speed range starts from 0 to 120 at max, and there would be an economy zone mentioning from 40 to 80 as the economy zone, where you will be trying asked to run your vehicle always at this particular zone to have an better efficiency. So that is what our internal combustion engine is focused on. So internal combustion engine is having a minimal range of optimal temperature range where you will have the better fuel economy. So this is where the optimal operating temperature range lies. So that is the engine speed of nearly 3000 to 4000. And once you exceed this particular part, you can just see that the values are keep on increasing. That means that the fuel consumed for this particular range would get enhanced. And if you just fall below, also the fuel consumption would get increased. So the optimal temperature range is where always the fuel economy would be higher for an internal combustion engine. So here we are going to try to incorporate both these ideology to have an better fuel economy for your internal combustion engine with an assistance of an electric motor. So the degree of hybridization talks about is mainly broadly classified into three. One is micro hybrid, mild hybrid, and full hybrid. So what is this micro, mild, and full hybrid? So let us start with this basic example. So assume your internal combustion engine is allowed to have a maximum power output of 100 kilowatt. And if your internal combustion engine use all these 100 kilowatt power to propel your vehicle, it means your degree of hybridization is zero. And in a case if a internal combustion engine power output is 75 kilowatt and the power output from your electric motor is 25 kilowatt, that means your degree of hybridization is 25%. And when it is 50-50, your degree of hybridization is 50. And when it gets exceeds to 75, it is 75%. And when it is purely propelled by means of an electric motor, the degree of hybridization is 100%. It means that how much percentage of your electric vehicle contributes to the power supply from your vehicle talks about the degree of hybridization. If the overall power is supplied by means of pure internal combustion engine, the degree of hybridization is 0, and if the overall power consumption is consumed from an electric motor, the degree of hybridization is 100. And in between, the role of electric vehicle contribution in the power supply talks about the degree of hybridization. According to this, it is mainly classified into micro, mild, and full hybrid. So now you can just think about these terms in the recent vehicles that are in the current market. So Maruti Ciaz is coming with an hybrid vehicle that is mild, micro, and full hybrid. And we will also discuss about the other two-wheelers that is coming with this particular case. And now we'll try to understand how these vehicle supports in terms of percentage of EV. So let us start with micro hybrid initially. So that is what it has been started. So first we will be discussing about micro, then we will focus on mild hybrid, and further we will move further to the full hybrid. So in our main source, and there would be then assistance of the electric motor to an minimal range. So if you are having an internal combustion engine and a motor based start and stop operation, so for just starting and stop condition, if you are just using a motor, so you can just name your device as a micro hybrid. So think about the latest TVS Excel ad. So in previous cases, the TVS Excel vehicle was having a kickstart option. So in the previous cases, you will have a kickstart to start your vehicle of TVS Excel or TVS 50 or old two-wheeler based vehicle. And now they have given a power start operation. So thereby you will have a motor, and that would just assist you in only start and stop operation. And it won't take part in any other power supply. So if that is the case, you can just coin your vehicle as the micro hybrid vehicle. So whatever the two-wheelers that is coming that are having a power start operation, so all these vehicles would be coined as a micro hybrid vehicle. So in these cases, you will have an internal combustion engine, you will have a motor, and that motor would only assist you in start and stop operation. So you will have a single push start keyless entry operation. So all these falls under this micro hybrid. And in next case of micro hybrid classification, you will have an additional option of regenerative braking. So regenerative braking talks about gathering the base kinetic energy at the time of braking and using that effectively to charge your battery. So that what talks about the regenerative braking. I hope you are much more aware about it. So if there is an assistance of regenerative braking along then start and stop operation. So here the electric motor would be acting as a motor and also a generator at a minimal point of time. So in this case, apart from starting and stop operation, and also for the regenerative braking, if it is used, you can just coin your vehicle as micro hybrid vehicle. And next, moving on to the mild hybrid vehicle, apart from start and stop operation and regenerative braking, certain amount of power would be derived from the electric motor for the propulsion. So in this case, you can just see that the engine has been downsized. So you can just see a term known as downsize. It means that with the same power output, what they are trying to do is they are trying to reduce the size of the engine. So with the same power output, they are trying to reduce the size of the engine, and certain amount of power would be derived from the electric motor. In this particular case, you can just name your vehicle as mild hybrid, where certain amount of power would be derived from electric motor for the propulsion also. In the previous cases, it was only for start and stop and regenerative braking. And here you can just see certain amount of power is derived from for the propulsion, whereas your engine size has been downsized to a greater extent. And next, talking about full hybrid will also have a downsized engine, but apart from start and stop operation, regenerative braking, power assist, short electric drives would be used. And if you are just having an extended electric drive, and if you have a plug-in operation, so you can just name your vehicle as plug-in hybrid vehicle. And if you completely eradicate the internal combustion engine and the overall power source is derived from your motor, so which is 100% of hybridization, your vehicle is known as full electric vehicle. I hope now you are clear with this particular pictorial representation of classification of EV to a broader extent. And the hybrid vehicle technology talks about introducing of start and stop, which can be called as micro hybrid, and recuperation or regenerative braking, which is also named as micro hybrid. When talking about the mild hybrid, nearly 20 to 30%. So merely 20 to 30 percentage of DOH. So DOH states for degree of hybridization. If you are just purchasing a vehicle and it means it is known as mild hybrid, so it means that 20 to 30 percentage of hybridization is allowed to be get placed, and your vehicle will have a start and stop operation, regenerative braking, and certain minimal amount of power assistance for your EV. So using battery energy to assist the engine and enable downsizing the engine. And talking about full hybrid, so even at the part of full hybrid, so the full hybrid focus on only 30 to 50 percentage of degree of hybridization. So even the full hybrid can supply power only up to 50 percentage, and it means that 50 percentage of the power would be delivered from your internal combustion engine only. So thereby they are trying to sustain the role of internal combustion engine to a greater extent, or for an increasing number of years. So based on that prediction, the internal combustion engine will be alive, but it would be in the term of a downsized engine or a purely high performance engine. So with this particular term only, internal combustion engine will be alive. And talking about plug-in hybrid vehicle, so that would have an additional charging point apart from the existing case. In the previous cases, the battery would be charged from certain amount of power extraction from your internal combustion engine itself. But whereas in case of your plug-in hybrid vehicle, you can just externally charge your vehicle by means of a power socket. So this what talks about the hybrid vehicle technology in a broad way. And when talking about the internal combustion engine, it is based on either gasoline or diesel. In most cases, they have completely tried to eliminate the diesel to a greater extent. So that is why they have reduced the bridge gap between petrol and diesel. And if you just see the price difference of petrol, so petrol cost around 100, whereas the diesel is getting closer to 90 rupees. But in previous years, it was around 60 and 30. So the band gap between it was merely 5 to 10 years back. So the band gap between diesel and petrol was enormously high. So for purchasing 1 liter of petrol, you can just purchase 2 liter of diesel. So, but diesel is emitting a huge amount of emission. So to completely remove this particular part, what they have tried to do is they have reduced the bridge gap between petrol and diesel. So now if you just try to check the petrol pump for the price limit, so the band gap between the petrol and diesel has been enormously reduced, and thereby the people have tried to switch over to petrol rather than having a diesel based vehicle. Kindly make a note that whatever the case, the diesel vehicle would cost around merely 1 lakh higher than the petrol based four-wheeler vehicle. So if you are having any four-wheeler vehicles, you might be much more aware about it. So as of compared to an petrol based four-wheeler vehicle, diesel vehicle will cost around merely 1 lakh a year. So it would have an additional technology, but for putting additional 1 more lakh, we have to bear only a difference of 9 rupees. So now people have started slowly switching to the petrol based vehicle, and the protection of diesel based vehicle is also slowly get degraded. And this what talks about the basic ideology of gasoline diesel vehicle and what is meant by engine downsizing. So as I have been talking about in the previous slides about the term degree of hybridization. So once you move into degree of hybridization, the internal combustion engine will be alive, but as the term of engine downsizing. So what is meant by engine downsizing? So downsizing an engine has nothing to do with its performance. So it won't typically affect the performance. It will just enhance the performance. Simply, it is a method to reduce the weight to minimal possible and achieve the best breed power to weight ratio. So they are trying to reduce the size of the engine and allowing to achieve the same power. So if this is having a 10 kilowatt of power, and just by reducing the size of it, they are trying to achieve the same 10 kilowatt of power, because you need to accommodate and motor and battery system to your existing vehicle. So that will cost an additional weight to the system. Think about if you are having an internal combustion engine alone, you are supposed to carry an additional 100 kg along with yourself in your vehicle. And if you're trying to incorporate an motor and battery, additionally, you need to carry an additional 50 kg. So this weight itself will consume excess amount of fuel.